and gentlemen, please welcome our second keynote speaker, Mr. Gary Leong. Passionate with learning and teaching personality in a Malaysian LLC or local large corporation with a combined 20 years of working experience in the electronics industry. His experience includes sales, market expansion, product development, and marketing begin in Penang for the Malaysian market, then expatriated to Shanghai for China market for 7 years, and later back to Penang to head the Asia Pacific business expansion for Victrox 6 years ago. With a passion of Industry 4.0 development that begin with internal inspection analytics in Victrox, he is tasked to expand and share V1, an in-house developed I 4.0 digital dashboard and AI analytics open platform to local and MNC companies in the E&E and other sectors. He graduated with honors in engineering degree from the UK and desires to challenge himself and his team for improvement from the status quo. Mr. Gary Leong.
I come from Penang, Malaysia. So this is our company. We are actually a Malaysian-based company located in Penang. We moved from the island of Penang 2 years ago to the mainland, so because of our expansion project. And in this sharing of 20 minutes, I'm going to share with you our digitalization journey, because today, or even many years ago, or a few years ago, the Industry 4.0 is a buzzword, and a lot of people, organizations of states, students, and even lecturers like esteemed lecturers, PhDs like yourselves, are looking forward, how do we do Industrial 4.0 at your organization, at your school, or even at your own pace, right? So these are the areas of, it is a big billion-dollar industry worldwide, right? So over here, and we're going to share with you that how Victrox started our journey actually 4 years ago, and then show you a little bit of step-by-steps of what we did. In what we do is actually very simple, which is under this 4 category: connect, visualize, proact, and digital twin. So let me just go through on that. Just an overview, Victrox is actually in the past 20 years. We have been in the industry about 20 years, and we specialize in the world-leading machine vision solutions provider. So you're seeing like inspection systems with cameras and robotics, and we do all these things with machines for production. Especially, we started off with the E&E electronics, sorry, the electrical and electronics industry. Okay, so as of June 2020, we are of a market cap of about slightly more than $1 billion US dollars in terms of market cap. We have about 700 people all over the world. Most of them are actually in Malaysia, and a portion of them are actually in China, and in US, in Germany, as well as Philippines, and so forth. Of course, we are hopefully to have and open another branch in Indonesia soon, right? Okay. So what we do, it's sorry, this okay. So what we do is we are doing vision systems or Industry 4.0 especially in the electronics industry, and we started off with semiconductor. Right? I think Penang or Malaysia has a lot of the wealth of electronics industry throughout this, I would say, 40 years. So from there, birthed a lot of supporting industries, and we built solutions for this, and then of course we build machines solutions for this industry throughout the world. We sell to China, to Taiwan, to Mexico, to US, to Germany, and Brazil, and so far. And of course we moved to automotive and pharmaceutical, and now coming soon we are going towards precision farming as well. Okay, so just to share with you. And all this 4 years ago, we aimed at using big data analytics, because we know that data is important, especially in our field when we do inspection. So when cameras do inspection, we collect a lot of data, and then we need to analyze the data to improve our machine performance, as well as to improve customers' product yield. So that is the most important, because if customers' product yield don't improve, how do we know, how do they know that their yield is getting better, or even that at the end of it translate to money, right? Product they're able to sell. So all this analysis is important. So what we did was that our machines collect the data. In the past, of course, you put it in a hard disk, and then what do you do with hard disk? If your hard disk is full, you could either delete off or put it away if there's a certain requirement to keep the data. But 5 years ago, we need to analyze. So from there, the birth of this V1 software came about, because it started off with our machines, and then we figure out that, hey, it's not only that able to connect to our machines, it is able to connect to other areas of process as well. Okay, let me just share with you more. So what it is that V1 is actually an industrial 4.0 big data analytics. Big data analytics is one of the pillars in the so many pillars in the industry 4. You have artificial intelligence, you have additive manufacturing, you have AI, and so on and so forth. So many pillars on that. So these are the big data analytics is one of the areas that you can easily get on top, start off with in this industry 4 journey. So it connects to your data. Your data could be Excel sheet, for example. It could be Google Sheet, for example. And then from there, or even if you want to connect to machines, if it's you're dealing with manufacturing. So, and what you do from there is that you get to fully flexible visualization in terms of drill down charts, flexible dashboards, and from that data, once you get it, if you are machine learning, and then of course for us we have incorporated machine learning inside, and then you do processing. Okay, so this is all in general. What I answer to you: connect, visualize, and proact. Let me go to you slightly more in details. So connecting is the first thing. Okay, I put over here some pictures of generic machines. Across Indonesia, has a lot of general industries, of course electronics as well, and production of food and beverages, textiles, so much diverse industry in Indonesia. So we have connected to these machines through connecting to PLCs, as simple as even sensors or signal tower light, the HMI human machine interfaces, and the list goes on. And you can use different protocols available. Some are open source, some are non-open source, you pay for it. And from there, you get the database. So it's a step-by-step by connecting to the devices. Use whichever protocol that's available. Okay, this is not very new. This is actually 30-year-old industry. And connect to those with the protocol, extract the data that's relevant. It could be log file, and it could be SQL, the database in MySQL, PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL, and all this and that. Okay, and transfer to your gateway for transmission. What's next? From there on, you get the data and you put into meaningful dashboards or charts that is relevant to you, so that you can understand what is this charts represents to you, and then what is that important to you. So every people, even universities or lecturers, will able to use their own charts, their defined charts that is suitable for them, their usage, so that they can make equitable and informed decision. That is the most important thing, because making informed decision today is that instead of making hush decision. So making informed decision today is very important moving forward because of the technology that's available in every industry. Okay, so in terms of the third one, which is proactive action. ProAct stands for proactive action. It's in the area whereby first you must have the database. You already have the database to connect, and then you visualize, you put in your parameters. What if this threshold goes above, this line goes above certain threshold, then it gives you an alarm, right? For example, let's say your boiler reach above, let's say 130 degrees, for example, right? And then it reaches you an alarm, or the temperature, or even the pressure goes a certain pressure. So you set certain thresholds, and then from that the thresholds inform you or turn off some devices so that it, for example, turn on the fan or turn off the boiler. Over here, we add on a new workflow called the machine learning. So the machine learning will keep on learning what is your data that's coming in so that it can do predictions for before your actions can be taken. And of course, these predictions will check it out together with your actual data to see what is the accuracy. So this is a movement towards AI. So I'd like to share with you some small adoption successes sharing over here, that what we did in Vitrox. Okay, first and foremost, Vitrox is, of course, I mentioned to you, is a manufacturing company. So we did a lot of, we still have people to assemble those machines. And then what we did is that we have the people scan using barcodes. Barcodes are very easily available with a QR code. And then what are the jobs that's taken? With that, they're able to know what is the starting of the job and what is the problem if they face during their job and the ending of the job. So this kind of simple process of getting to know how it starts, how it ends, what are the problems they face, and what's the quantity, you get those data on hand already. From there, many processes combine, you're able to combine into what is the sequences, how is the production of the machines coming on. You can see from different level, different floor, how are the machines progress, what is the yield coming for, what is, can I get, how much output can I get end of this month, end of this week, so and so on and so forth, how many models and that. And what also important is that, what are the problems you face? So for example, over here, I just shared with you in our one of our lean deployment. Lean is actually very important. For example, we practice the Lean Six Sigma in our manufacturing. So there is an area of what we call the end-on form. End-on is like, if you see a problem, raise it up so that help can come to you and solve it together. Instead of, you see a problem, you hide it under the carpet. Okay, so we practice as well as that if you see a problem, raise it up. We will reward you if you see a problem. And then it cultivates a good culture of finding the problem, solve the problem before you push it to the next level. Okay, let me go through another one. Purchasing. In any industry, there's for sure there will be a purchasing department. So over here, we handle more than 500 suppliers, and we only have 10 people. In the past, we received a lot of phone calls from each. Imagine one person handles 50 suppliers. So if one supplier have a delay of their parts coming in, or delay of their logistics coming into the plant, so the poor girl has to receive phone call throughout the whole day. They don't have to do anything else, right? So what we did is that we provide the suppliers some of the login, and then they can key in there the changes of the date that is happening, whether it's early or late. Then our Pareto diagram in the charts will change accordingly in real time. So when the procurement ladies go to the office, and they will see, okay, these are the changes, what are the current changes in today, and if let's say it's a critical, I will see that in the Pareto 80-20 rule, then they will call the supplier. Hey, I see that there's a major change right now that will disrupt my supplying chain. So what's happening? And then they can go through the rest. If there's not big changes, they will just go through as normal. So this gives them areas to define, lesser workforce, as well as area able to go towards a faster action. Over in facilities as well, because it's a new building here, we incorporated the solar power about 3 years ago in this facility. So we are able to monitor the usage of the solar power, and also how much production analysis that's utilized within Vitrox as a manufacturing as well. Okay. Not only that, because of the different buildings within Vitrox, we also connect to the digital power meters. to monitor the maximum demand of each tower. And then one of the reasons is that to save energy usage also, because if you power all the buildings at once, your bill will go skyrocketed high. Okay, so able to mitigate which one to open first, turn on first, and then lower down the maximum demand. And the top chart also shows that if we also connected to a consumer grade this thermometer and also a humidity sensor. From there, we collect the data through a normal Wi-Fi to monitor, and then our facilities people will see if there's any alarm, then they will go over there to solve the issue, right, or see what's happening. So energy management is also one of the stories that we did, whereby just now I shared with you many of the areas where we connect to digital transformators. And at the bottom below, over in this here, we put in our workflow or alert diagrams that have a machine learning inside. And it reads from the chart itself what is happening. Is it above threshold, below thresholds, or is it coincide with each other? That transforms what is the action that our facilities people need to take. Okay. Another one is a training department. Our training department collects data. The data could be, for example, every year, how much training has been utilized per course, per person, per participant, and then they can able to drill down to find out who has gone through what training, and from there, what are the skills that's needed. So by itself, it looks very normal. I mean, you can say that Excel sheet can do this, right? Doesn't need a very, what is called in Malay called canggih software to do all these things. Yes, you're absolutely right. Not necessary to have that. But the question is that if you're connected to different departments, for example, our training department connects to human resources in terms of hiring, and if this person being promoted is automatically able to showcase what are the next level of training he or she required. You see? So the Industry 4.0 doesn't work by itself. It has to work whereby once it's connected, digitalized, it connects to many departments and many areas of your facilities, your processes, then it works in unison. So that's the beauty, and that is, I would say, a journey. Okay, and one of the latest journey we're taking, because we have extra land that we have, so we plant plantation, we plant some farms, vegetables. Now we have planted about almost 30 types of vegetables, both hybrid, in-house as well as outdoor. So our engineers or even our people who man the farm are able to write down what is the soil pH, what is the temperature, what is the CO2 concentration before they pour the water, okay, or the water being sit into the hybrid farmhouse, right? So this one will be able to them to show what is the current growth and what is the yield crops harvested, going to harvested today or even tomorrow, and then what is the temperature, because outdoor farming is so sort of like affected by the weather. Is it going to rain or not? So all this is available from this, of course, you know, Google, all these things. But if you can see everything in one, so it's easier when you do a planning together with your team, for example, right? So that they understand and they can do a lot of informed decision to plan. Okay, so I will not show a video over here because there is probably too long. But what I can tell you is that you can go to YouTube. You can search VTrucks space V1 V-1, and then we have a lot of video to showcase even how we do digital factory journey in VTrucks as well. So all in all, we invite fellow listeners to be a potential collaboration partners with us, of course, in the digitalization and the Industry 4.0 journey. As I said, I emphasize again, it's a journey because it's not a destination, because you start something, even as how small it is, as small as to teach people what is the importance of digitalization and the importance of using, even starting with a small data and then digitalize it, right? So it's as simple as that journey. And from that journey, you add on, you teach. And this is what we did. We just teach all our staff and the importance of digitalization, and then we move from there together. So this is me. As I said, that the digital transformation journey can begin with you. My contacts are over here. Please feel free to contact me. I have a lot more to show, including the real software or the real how to use, and what we did with a few universities actually in Malaysia, and and we share with the students as well to use it. What we want is that so that the whole era of new transformation will begin, right? So this is, and of course, at the end of it, yield more crops. Okay, feel free to contact me. Then I can show you more. Thank you very much.